Welcome to today's Research Business Daily Report, where with the assistance of Verto Analytics, we're going to take a quick look at some of the research highlights of last week's Mobile World Congress 2016 that was staged in Barcelona, Spain. RBDR sponsored today and this week by Nuance, offering multi-language verbatim coding services that help their clients quantify the meaning of open-ended answers. Nuance, a decision analyst company. Last week, the mobile phone industry traveled as a large group to Barcelona for its annual preview of the new mobile phones that are going to be popping up here, there, and everywhere around the world in coming months. Among the people from the press on hand, Wired. Maurizio Pesci summarized the conference's preponderance of new technology, VR cameras, and mobile headsets. Devin Koldui covered the meeting for NBC News, and he concluded that these phone makers were truly out to out-innovate each other. Virtual reality was a key theme in the demos and the debates that took place at the Congress, including VR headsets, goggles, and VR viewers. But we're fortunate that Verto Analytics, a top global media research company that serves technology and media clients, sent its CEO, Hannu Verkasalo, to Spain, and we asked him to fill us in about some of the research-related news and debuts that came out of the meeting. Hannu, you were in Barcelona last week at the conference. How many people were there?
There were lots of people. It was about 100,000 people this time at the conference.
100,000, wow. That must have made it pretty difficult to work your way around there.
Oh yeah, it was quite busy, and you sort of have to be able to plan everything beforehand just to make sure that you get the right things in place, the right meetings and all of that.
Why were you there, a research company, at this mobile phone conference where basically they were introducing all the newest models and all the gadgets and such?
There were lots of news, lots of announcements over there. I have to say, as a researcher, that one of the things we learned and we recognized was that the devices themselves aren't part of the innovation today so much. There were very little new features. There were very little new, radically interesting things. More of the innovation today happens with mobile apps, content, games, ad tech. Those were the big themes last week over there.
So you came back and you've obviously reached some conclusions. First of all, was the trip worth your while?
It was. One of the key things in the Mobile World Conference is the fact that you can see into the future. You can see the new things coming up over the next years, and you can plan your business in a better way. And besides that one, we had great talks with a new breed of potential customers. So I was happy. It was worthwhile the visit.
Okay. And now that you're back and you have an idea of what the mobile market's going to look like as a mass situation, maybe 3 or 5 years from now, how are you going to go about doing things differently with mobile research based on what you saw last week?
There were two significant learnings for our team based on the conference, and that really affect how we do market research in the digital and mobile field. The first thing is that we have to open up the eyes and widen the whole definition of devices. In the early days, we were talking about smartphones, tablets. Now we have to understand, part of this evolution we see connected TVs, connected cars, augmented reality, virtual reality. All of these new things are coming up. So that means that we have to use those as new tools to collect the data or to do research. Or on the other hand, we have to be able to measure and understand how people and consumers behave with this. So that was one of the key learnings. The other key learning for us was all about the fact that many of these mobile-centric customers, for example, ad tech or mobile apps or mobile gaming companies, they welcome market research more and more as a vehicle for them to run the business better. And that was a very positive kind of piece of news last week.
So research has really gotten onto their radar as an area where they can make some more money.
Indeed, now we see these customers talking about, how they can make more sales and more revenues by being able to measure the campaign in mobile in a better way. All of those are very positive from the market research point of view.
Okay. Getting back to the first point just for a minute, the idea that we have to open our minds and be ready to deal with more different types of mobile devices that are out there and that are going to become more prevalent, that people are going to be using very broadly, also suggests that, A, we have an opportunity to even reach people more so in real time, no matter where they are, but also that we have to make sure that we treat those people with respect, dignity, and without being a nuisance with them. Are both of those correct?
Both of those are correct. I think on the positive side of things, we can measure the consumer in a better way. We can do research in a multitude of new ways with all of these new devices and apps. At the same time, privacy, what data to collect, what data not to collect, to make sure that the consumer, the panelist, whatever is comfortable with research, those are really crucial things to be able to take into account. So it's not going to be easy, even though we have technically all of these new opportunities ahead of us.
Our thanks to Hannu for making the trip and then sharing some of his time and, more importantly, his insights and analysis. That's your Research Business Daily Report. We've been sponsored by Nuance, offering multi-language verbatim coding services that help their clients quantify the meaning of open-ended answers. Nuance, a decision analyst company, would like to make it easy for you to find out more about this product. So a link has been created to help you do that. The link is www.nuancecoding.com. A lot of companies have benefited from finding out more and then putting this service to use over the last couple of years. The same might be true for you, so give it a shot. Have a great research day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.